that SA has quietly launched its new enhanced pat-down procedure. According to victims who have undergone the procedure, the ordeal would legally amount to rape in a court of law. One such victim, reporter John McCormack, says that he was groped and fondled 8 times on his genitals by an agent who openly described to him each stage of the sexual assault pat-down before it happened. In an article written by McCormack in the Weekly Standard, he says, for those curious about what the enhanced pat-down involves, I had a first-hand experience, no pun intended, Sunday evening, September 10 in the Kansas City airport. This is going exactly where you think it's going, so feel free to stop reading right now. After going through a metal detector in the zapper security line, I was randomly selected to see if a machine would detect explosives on my hands. My palms were swabbed, and the machine detected explosives, even though I had not recently handled a gun, flammable liquids, or any sort of explosives. Another airline passenger told me the same machine had detected explosives on the hands of another passenger who had gone through the line minutes before I did. So what precisely does the enhanced pat-down seem to entail, you ask? Well, since you asked, the agent runs his hand inside a passenger's waistband and also runs his hand up the back of each leg until he meets resistance, and then does the same from the front of each leg. And then the SA agent swipes the front of his hands 3 or 4 times right over the zipper area of one's Gap outlet comfort stretch khakis. That last part was the most unpleasant. For what it's worth, this isn't the story of an agent who didn't know how to do a pat-down. The agent described exactly what he was going to do before he did it and seemed to be simply carrying out the government's policy. I'm sure he'd like a job that involves less groping. I'm not a crazy ACLU type. I've had no problem with body scanners or previous SA pat-downs. In 2009, a terrorist famously smuggled a bomb in his underwear aboard a U.S. flight. But an agent of the state should probably only touch a citizen's genitals 7 or 8 times if the agent has reasonable suspicion and not because the machine is malfunctioning or calibrated, intentionally or unintentionally, to detect explosives on everyone who is tested.